A row has erupted in Karnataka over fresh restrictions imposed on the media access inside the Vidhana Soudha. Now, the journalists staged a silent protest near the Gandhi statue located between Vidhana Soudha and Vikasa Soudha, raising concerns over what they call curbs on press freedom. Dressed in black clothes and wearing black masks, media representatives held a symbolic sit-in protest against new limits on their movement within the legislature complex. The controversy was triggered by a directive issued by the Department of Personnel and Administrative Reforms, the DPAR. In a letter dated January 9th to the DPAR, instructed that journalists be confined to a designated area at the portico near the West Gate, also known as the Kengal Gate, to seek reactions from political leaders. Reporters argue that this order restricts their ability to freely access lawmakers and carry out their professional duties inside the premises. They say that the move undermines transparency and hampers independent reporting from one of Karnataka's most important democratic institutions. Officials, however, maintain that the directive is intended to regulate movement and ensure order within the high-security legislature complex. The protest, described by participants as peaceful and symbolic, has now sparked a broader debate on access, accountability, and the role of the press inside Vidhana Soudha. The question that arises now is it regulation for security or restriction on press freedom? My colleague Vajula is joining me right now to get us more details. Vajula, what exactly is the status of the protest right now, and what has been the explanation provided by the state government? Because if this is a clampdown on press freedom, that is going to cost the state government heavily.
For now, the media advisor of the Chief Minister has assured that they will review the entire gag order that they have given towards the media and see what best that can be done. But this is not something new, Samya. Time and again, every government in Karnataka has somewhere or the other tried to take the control over the people's house, which is Vidhana Soudha. It's not a party's office which they're trying to control. It's the house of the people, and the government work is people's work, is what the board clearly on top of Vidhana Soudha says. So it's our duty to ask the questions over there. And when a gag order like this, where you reframe the media to one corner itself, which was done in 2021 by the then government, which is the BJP government, and now the present government is not even allowing the reporters to ask questions to leaders, go inside the gallery where they've also housed the media inside when it happens. All these things are now being stopped. Then where will the journalists ask questions to these politicians? So it is very important that the concerns of the journalists are heard. And we also had a protest today in the morning. As you can see in these visuals, all of them in black shirt with black masks and black band. It was a silent protest to make them understand that you just cannot gag the media in the state.
Absolutely, Vajula. Thank you for getting us all those details. I'm also joined by Vijay Grover, who's a senior journalist right now. Mr. Grover, good evening. How do you look at this protest that is happening right now, and what could be the justification from the government's end to suggest that they are not going to be allowed to access a particular wing at the Vidhana Soudha? Is this sort of a restriction allowed in today's day and age?
Well, it's a very unfortunate development that we are seeing in a state. It did not have the kind of restrictions. I have been covering the Vidhana Soudha here for more than 2 decades now. And there was a time when the journalists were welcomed there to share their points of view, ask questions to the ministers. There used to be something which is very popularly called the Vidhana Soudha rounds. Today we are in a situation where journalists cannot access Vidhana Soudha to get their stories or information that they need for their stories. Now, why is this happening is a big question on everybody's mind. But unfortunately, the fact that the government is trying to gag the media and restrict flow of information is something that is a big question. Is it because of the kind of controversies we've seen between the CM and the DCM that is triggered that the government does not want these questions to be asked? Or is there something more to it than beyond this political debate. Now, if you were to look at the various angles, yesterday, if you must have heard, Satish Jarkioli, a minister in the government, very clearly said that the commissions existed, commissions exist, and commissions will exist. So clearly, where a place like Vidhana Soudha, where power brokers, political workers, contractors, and others have a free access to, why single out the media? This is something which is paramount, that needs answers, and very unfortunate that the government is gagging the media at a time when the questions are being raised not about the political race as well, but also the performance of the government just ahead of the budget. We've seen the kind of borrowings that the Siddaramaiah government is getting into to fulfill its guarantees. And that is where this kind of restriction on the media will only hamper news flow or flow of information. At the end of the day, a journalist is not working for self. He's working or she's working for the public.
Absolutely. For a Congress party that always talks about media freedom, it is unbecoming of Siddaramaiah's government to impose these restrictions, and a backlash from the media is the last thing that Karnataka government would want to afford right now. Well, thank you, Mr. Grover, for taking our time and joining me over here at News 9.